Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Book Review with Shalom, a place where we dive into the world of books, thoughts, and ideas. On this episode, we'll be looking at a book that was written by Gary Keller. He is an American entrepreneur and author. He has written several books on real estate, and this is his first time writing on the one thing that matters. It's different from all the other books he has written because this book is peculiar and it doesn't really talk about finance or real estate. It talks about that one thing that matters to you the most. Gary Keller, in his book, tried to explain that in everybody's life, we should be able to narrow our lives to one thing that matters the most. He gave steps or ways or things that help stop us or help us achieve that one thing that matters. But let's start from the part where he mentioned that we have been told a lot of lies that have stopped us from focusing on that one thing that matters. I'm going to give 3 points. There are a lot of them, but I'm going to narrow it down just to 3 that he said are the lies that we have listened to that are stopping us from focusing on the one thing that matters in our life. One of the things he said is the fact that they told us that everything matters equally. And so you're supposed to treat everything equally. You're supposed to get your children from school. And he says people tell themselves that since everything matters equally, picking your children from school is as important as preparing the meal, is as important as cleaning the house. He said that is a big lie. We can't treat everything equally. And there is always something that matters more than the other. So prioritizing your day or prioritizing your activity is very important. He says that if we treat everything equally, the important things will suffer at the expense of those things that do not really matter much. So you might end up doing a lot of activity, but you might not end up getting the one thing that matters. The second lie we have been told within time is that for you to be successful or for you to achieve so much, you must be able to multitask. You must be jack of all trades. You must be there and do this and do that and do that at every point in time. That is a lie. You don't have to do everything at the same time. You don't have to have your hands on 5 things when you have just 2 hands. You don't have to do all those things at the same time to be able to be successful. He is saying that you should also get to understand one thing that you can do that will help you or that will help limit your activity or that will also help you achieve every other thing. If there is one thing that you can do that will settle 2 other things, he says focus on that thing. Productivity is more important than achieving activity. He says if you are productive, it is more important that we know that this person is productive because he does one thing than we know this person to be a person of activity without being productive. So are you after activity or you're after productivity? Multitasking, in as much as is good, it's not advisable for a person who wants to be truly successful. Another lie we have been told, which is going to be the third lie, is the fact that you need to live a disciplined life or you need to add to your discipline. He says discipline in itself is not wrong. Being disciplined is very good and it's very important, but it is not what you need most of the time. What you need is strategies on how to carry out your day-to-day activity or how to focus or to achieve the goal ahead, to achieve that one thing. Most people are disciplined, but they do not have strategy. So it looks as if they are not disciplined. If you can put strategies on how to achieve those things, on how to get your house cleaned within a short period of time, on how to start your business and scale in your business, you would be able to achieve it with the help of strategy and not just discipline. Discipline without strategy will not give you a good result. Having learned about the 3 lies, what does he now say is the pathway to achieving that one thing that matters? What do you think is the pathway? Is it thinking? What do you think we can get to that you can do to achieve that? The first thing he mentioned about the pathway of achieving that, he says you should ask questions. Ask yourself questions. Sometimes sit down with yourself and really be sincere to yourself. Get to know what is that one thing that I really want out of life. What is that one thing that matters to me? Doing this thing, does it really matter? Doing this thing, would I really get the right result? Where am I going to in life? He calls these questions focus questions, asking focus questions, not just anyhow question, but focus questions that would narrow your vision, that would narrow your plans into that one thing that matters. He also made a striking statement. He said success is doing that one thing the right way at the right time. Success is doing that one thing the right way at the right time. Success is not doing so many things. Success is doing that one thing. So after you have asked your focus questions, after you have asked those questions and you have gotten answers, you should be able to narrow those answers down to one thing. He also mentioned that asking the right questions is as important as the answer you get. He says the questions you ask determine the answers you get. Don't just ask anyhow questions. Questions and answers come when they align themselves together, when you're asking it right. So you don't get an answer without a question. It is when you ask a question that you get an answer. So learn to ask yourself questions. Once you wake up in the morning, what do you want to achieve today? Where are you going to? The last point we'll be mentioning in this book, which I've learned and I love the most, is the fact that she mentioned extraordinary results unlock the possibilities inside of you. Now, what does he mean by this? He says for you to be able to focus, to know, and to stay on that one thing that matters, you need a sense of purpose. Yes, you need a sense of purpose. You can't achieve the one thing that matters if you do not know where you're going to, what you want to do with your life. You won't be able to narrow your life back to a path. A lot of people do a lot of things. A lot of people are trying to see where they fit in life. A lot of people are running to this place, that place, trying to see if this works. He says you can't go through life trying to see which will work, or trying to do a trial and error to see which one, or hoping that luck will come your way. He said you must have a sense of purpose so that you can direct your life towards that. And when you have discovered your purpose, you must prioritize your purpose. So this is where I am going to. Every other part of my life needs to align with where I'm going to, need to align with my vision, need to align with the things I am seeing ahead of time. So first, discover your purpose. Secondly, prioritize that purpose. Make sure that when you wake up in the morning, there is something you're doing in your life that aligns with that purpose that you have discovered. And he says after you have discovered purpose, you have prioritized, then productivity comes in. Then you will be productive because you have discovered your purpose, you have prioritized it, and you'll be able to be productive because you're focusing on that one thing that is important. Now you're focusing on that one thing that matters the most in your life. So let me ask you a question. Have you discovered that one thing that is important? Have you discovered that thing that is a driving force? Have you discovered the purpose? And have you prioritized the purpose? If you have not discovered yet, I would advise you pick a copy of the one thing, go through this book, understand the step to step that you need to take in getting to achieve, discover, and running that purpose, and be able to see how you can focus. There are a lot of things that are written down in this book that I have not been able to discuss with us because I don't want to be a spoiler. So get a copy of this book and run through it, and you'll be glad you did. Thank you for staying tuned to Book Review with Shalom. Remember to follow us up on Facebook. Remember to like our posts, and also remember to chat us up on Instagram. Bye for now.